Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yoda Man on the boards. And once again, I'm joined for commentary by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going?
Doing all right?
All right, so we have a match between myself, I'm on the right, against my good buddy Jerry. He's on the left at my house, also known as Yoda's Hut, where we're just playing some decks we've seen posted different places on Card Game DB, not necessarily to my thread, where I asked for suggested decks. I am playing a Sith deck that Nick Cipra, world champion, posted that he said he placed fourth place at a recent LCG tourney. It's Sith with two Emperor's Web, two Plan of the Prophetess, two Hunters of the Jedi, two Emperor's Shadow, and two Across the Judland Wastes. And Jerry is playing a light side deck that was suggested by Darth BS from across the pond, where I think he was tossing out ideas for what to do when the new affiliations come out with the next cycle. He's got Rebel affiliation, he's got two Capital Cover, one Solidarity of Spirit, one Command and Control, one Legend Begins, then he's got two May the Force Be With You, two Running the Canyon, and one Ties of Blood. Looks like we're off and running. I've started with Emperor's Shadow, Plan of the Prophetess, and Emperor's Web. Played a Sith Library, a Tusken Raider, and a Royal Guard. And Jerry started with, it looks like Capital Cover, May the Force Be With You, and Running the Canyon. So, any thoughts on these decks that we're seeing here as Jerry just played Yoda UC Yoda to bump the dial to two?
I can't remember the last time I saw the Tuskens in play. I
Yeah,
used them briefly, but it's been a long time.
yeah. So it looked like a bit of a different deck. So I thought I'd give it a try. So we'll see how it holds up here against this you know
No,
odd
no,
deck
it's
Darth BS put together.
the Tusken. What's the other pod that you've got out? Is it the creature pod? Is it the
Yeah,
Hunters of
Hunters of
the
the
Jedi?
Jedi. It's got the creatures, which those wouldn't be affected by Judlin Waste. I think that's why Mick probably
Yeah.
had put that in there.
hmm
So, all right. So Jerry's got Yoda out. He's still got two resources left as he starts his turn here.
Yeah. Now, what's the Tusken objective do again? If you get it, the Jedlin
After
Waste.
a character unit is focused to strike, you have to place an extra focus token on it.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and there is a fleet staging area. So, the free resource there. If he's got a three-cost ship, and he does, he's got one of the cruisers,
Yeah, can't complain
MC-80s.
about free.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, capital cover will give that ship shielding if it enters an engagement. So that could be a little bit problematic on my end here. It looks like I've got some Tuskens in my hand, a deadly sight.
A deadly sight can take care of that thing pretty easily.
Yeah,
Although you can't do it this turn because you're tapped out.
yeah.
But
I wish I would have maybe just played the guard and should have saved it in case he dropped something I could have used it on, but I did not do that.
oh, you need to get something out there with a blast so you can damage capital cover and turn off its ability.
Yeah, Jerry's got a pretty good setup here, I think, with capital cover running the canyon. May the force be with you. So he's sending them both in after Emperor's Shadow, and he's going to get the shielding from capital cover. And my guess is I would put it on Yoda, I would think, so that I can't actually focus Yoda out.
Yeah, Yoda's got two guns because of the Seek,
Yeah,
but he doesn't have enough to kill anything. So you still have the potential to do a fair amount of damage if you block here and win edge.
yeah. I mean, I could at least lock down the cruiser and um. So, but it
Yeah.
doesn't look like I have the best edge hand since I know I've got some Tuskens in there and they only have one icon, and
hmm
I might just be thinking it's not worth it to defend.
Yeah, he doesn't have May the Force over there, so he's not going to be able to block, which means you can turn off capital cover just with the non-opposed.
No, he does have May the Force. It's his middle
Oh,
objective.
does he? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's
Well,
gonna.
never mind then.
Yeah, so I just let it go, and he's got three on Emperor's Shadow there. Now, maybe I should have blocked there and pitched some of my hand because I'm not sure I have the best cards in there. And
It
he,
depends what you plan on playing next turn. If you decide you're going to use that deadly sight,
Yeah.
then that's going to leave you with limited resources to do other stuff with.
Yeah. I mean, I do have web out, so it only costs 2, but still.
Yeah.
Now, that was actually a pretty good trick there with what he did. That since he cleared off Yoda, he still has the shield on Yoda. So not only is Yoda available for defense.
Yeah, and that's the other reason to block, because you would have at least been able to force some damage onto Yoda unless he wanted to eat that shield. And then
Yeah.
you'll have, for the rest of the game, you'll have a Yoda that's, in striking distance. Now he's
Right.
still got 3 health.
So it looks like I see an Emperor shuttle in there. Oh, that's what I'm going to play. So it's got some blast at least. Problem is Yoda's
Now,
got
what
3
else
guns
does the
now.
shuttle do? I don't.
I think it's if it has an enhancement on it, you can sacrifice the enhancement to take a focus token off of another unit.
Off
Like
of a different unit than the shuttle.
right, I think, so. Or maybe it's just you can take one off the Sith unit. I'm trying to remember
Hmm.
exactly what it did. I don't think it ended up coming into play, to be honest with you. I
Well,
couldn't
yeah,
seem
you
to draw
gotta have an
any.
enhancement for it first
Right.
before it matters.
And there really weren't a lot of enhancements I could put on it in this deck. There was, I guess, 4 maybe.
Hmm.
Let me just read. Yeah. So after the force phase begins, you can sacrifice an enhancement attached to it to remove a focus token from a friendly unit. So,
Yeah.
and I might be taking the force back here, is what it looks like. Yeah. So I'm going to take it back because of Plan of the Prophetess committed the shuttle. Now the shuttle does have shielding also. So, but I did not turn off capital cover.
So here's an interesting thing too. Had you blocked last turn, even if you'd lost edge, well, if you'd lost edge, you wouldn't have even hit Yoda, I guess. Although you
Right.
would have made him pitch his hand too, so maybe you could have gone in on yours. But
Right.
now the problem is Yoda's got enough guns to one-shot something and focus another, so now you have to win edge to get in there to fight him. And if he has a shield, that's still doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, now he's a bigger problem than he was last turn, where you might have been able to get a damage point or 2 onto him. Um, like you said, if your hand was terrible, you might have been better off just pitching it anyway, even if you lost the edge battle.
Yeah. I think I probably would have been. This
So,
was
and
actually.
at
Oh, go
at
ahead.
worst case, then you still might have been able to attack and turn off capital cover then when you hit a full new hand and he had just pitched a bunch in the edge.
Yeah.
Now you still get that shielding issue to worry about.
Yep, and there is a Dagobah training ground. So one of the things I'll say here, full disclosure. So this was one of the first time I'd gotten together with Jerry, and actually the first time I'd had a chance to play the LCG since the store championship I went to close to a month ago. So I was definitely feeling a little rusty. Been playing just for various reasons. We hadn't gotten games in. I hadn't even gotten online games in. So it's like
No.
trying to shake off the rust here. And then on top of that, using one of these bit odder decks that's not normally what you might typically play, at least not what I might play. I
Hmm.
know Nick Zipper makes these things work, so he's a little bit more used to playing them, but I'm probably not doing it justice. so so he's still got 5 resources left, which means he could drop something really big here if I'm not careful. He could drop home one or something, or Defiance, or you know,
Yeah.
Independence, because I think he's got one of those in his deck. I mean, there's
Well, the good is Deadly Sight. You can get rid of some of that stuff if you need to.
yeah, I can't now. I'm still short a resource, which is kind of odd because I remember. So he just played. Um, I know that's the one that has the tactics and lets you move the shield. Can't remember
Hmm.
exactly what it's called. Another one of
Yeah,
those light cruisers.
I don't know off the top of my head. I can't keep track of one from the other.
Yeah,
It's a capital ship. It does something.
right. So it's gonna get shielding again. So he's gonna have 2 with shields now.
Hmm.
Yippee!
Well, he's got 3 capital ships out there now. Aren't those all ships?
Oh
Or
yeah, now
capital?
he just played another one. He played the
Yeah.
M20 or whatever that has the guns. I mean the blast, not the guns. This
Mm-hmm.
is just not shaping up very well for me at the beginning of this game here. And
Yeah,
I
it's like
guess,
all you can do with the Tusken now is just put a focus token on whichever guy he doesn't put one on himself.
yeah, so that's the MC-30 Frigate, and the other one is the MC-40 Light Cruiser.
Ugh.
Now maybe I have a little bit better edge hand at least, since he's played out a couple cards, because he's played the resource and he's played 2 ships. So, and
Yeah,
I'm
but even if he loses edge, if he puts Yoda in there with a shield, he's going to take out 2 of your guys. One
yeah,
via focus and the other one just by damage.
hmm yeah. I
So
pretty much need to win edge and then try to lock down whatever he doesn't send in this first engagement if he chooses to attack. Now I guess it's possible he'll just leave Yoda back to keep the force, but I don't know why. But looks like he's going after Prophetess with something. Yoda in the light cruiser, so he'll get the shield thanks to capital cover. And yep.
yeah.
So I'm gonna block with the Tusken. It looks like. Now the Tusken, after he resolves a strike, you can bounce him back to your hand at least. Of course, I don't have to
hmm
pay to put him back in, but it might not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that kind of functions with their objective. The way
Right.
the Jedlin Waste, if everybody's getting 2 focuses a turn, you can just pick them up and replay them, and
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
bypasses the problem.
Yep. So it looks like we both put one in. I know I had another Emperor shuttle, so I had some pips that way.
See, here's a point where you could like focus one of his other guys that he leaves back, and then probably the one with the least force pips because he's not going to want to commit it to free it up.
Right. I think they both have
And
one in there. Pit,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
so
I
and
would.
then
Yeah.
the next turn you can deadly sight the other one and hopefully get through without any blockers.
Yeah. I was gonna say I would think if I win this edge, I'd probably focus the thing that has the 2 bombs.
Yeah.
So he had Battle of Endor and Protection. It looks like,
Oh, terrific.
and then I had more, so I'm gonna win edge. But he's shielding the ship that's in the engagement. I don't really care about that. That was not going to be what I was going to focus.
No, well, you want to deal your damage to Yoda
Yeah, I'm
to
going to try
at
to hit
least
Yoda
put
for
him in
one.
range.
Yeah, and see if he'll take the shield off or not. But
Yeah, he'll take the damage.
yeah, and then I think I focused that the frigate that's got the potential for 2 bombs
Yeah.
because I know something else is about to get locked down here, and I am going to bounce the Tusken back, so I have another card for edge if I need it.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
let's
he's
see
going to
what
get
he's.
3 damage on the objective and get a focus token somewhere.
I think he's just going to get 2 because the
Oh,
the
does that
cruiser
guy
doesn't have a
not have a
gun.
blast?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
have a blast. It's only got a gun and a white tactic. So he got
Oh, that's right. I was thinking
yeah.
of the one you sent last
So
time.
he's got 2 on Prophetess. So now it's a matter: does he want to send the other ship in after something? And if he does, will I block with the Royal Guard?
I would think you would. Because he can kill that top objective with, if you don't, with the
Yeah.
unopposed.
Now he could commit and free up the light cruiser. So he's going after Emperor Shadow. Yeah, I'm going to block here. The bad thing is this. That means the guard's going to be double focused, but not a lot I can do at this point. And he's going to get balance back too, I would think. So I think we both passed. So I'm going to hit the ship for 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to shield 1 actually, and then he's going to shoot back for 1. And he won't get. Oh, actually, what's he doing? Oh, maybe he's deciding does he want to take the damage and keep the shield. And he is. He's going to take the damage and keep the shield, just do 1 damage back. Won't do any of the objective. So now he's going to get to free something up.
Well, he needs something with at least 2 pips if he wants force.
Yeah. So Dow's
Or
going
did he just pass?
to. I think he was starting to. Then he realized. I think he thought he couldn't get it back, and I reminded him that the cruiser actually had two icons, so if he committed that, he could get it back. So
Yeah.
yeah, so he's going to commit that, and the dial will go to 4. And I could really
Yes.
use some resources here.
Here's where Deadly Sight comes out. So that's 2 resources. That means you got 3 more to play with.
Yeah, that's
Because
not
you need
really a
to turn
lot.
off that capital cover.
Yeah, looks like I pulled the Terran 10x, but I can only get one out, and
Well,
still
you
no
gotta you
enhancements.
gotta be able to play Deadly Sight though.
Yeah, right. I couldn't get that out, so getting a little resource starved here, which is kind of annoying because there's a resource basically in every set except the Tuscan set. So there's
Yeah.
8 in here. I've drawn 1 so far.
And you've got the web, which reduces cost.
Yeah, so I'm putting another Tuscan out.
Yeah, the thing is, you're gonna have no blockers if you played just Deadly Sight and didn't have a unit. If you sent the shuttle, for example.
Yeah,
But if you Deadly Sight and then send, say, the Tuscan, and you could double focus the guy who doesn't have a shield,
right.
and then you'll only be looking at 2 opponents without shields that both have damage on them.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the play, unless you've got some other stuff to do.
Yeah, I gotta think that's a play. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to conflict and deadly sight that for or the cruiser. And now, like you said, I gotta think I'll send in the Tuscan just to try to lock something down so I can turn off capital cover,
Yeah.
which has been doing some work in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus the frigate thing with the potential 2 bombs, and I'll get balance back thanks to the Emperor shuttle. But that is the only defender I'm gonna have, and that's not good.
Yeah. He does have 2 guns and he has a shield.
Yeah,
So
but if Jerry gets a bunch of stuff here, then that may not
yeah.
matter because Yoda's got enough guns to power through a shield. I'd have to win edge and take out Yoda.
Yeah, well, you have enough damage on the shuttle to be able to take out Yoda.
Right, right. Assuming he doesn't get any other shielding shenanigans here.
Yeah, and you played 2 cards, so that means you have 4 in hand. So he's got to have a decent edge hand if he wants to put Yoda at risk here.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So maybe I can try to turn this game around here, even though the dial's only at 4.
And the thing is, too, he can, because the shuttle has shielding, you can shield the objective. So he needs to overcommit if he wants to take out an objective.
Yeah. I just realized I didn't bounce the Tuscan back. Maybe I should have to give myself the extra edge card. I guess I was thinking I just needed bodies on the board at this point because I wasn't drawing resources, so I left it out.
that's the problem, is you can't really afford to replay him.
Yeah. The drawback is if he gets more stuff with tactics, he could maybe double focus the Tuscan, then it's just locked down. Which
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens here. But he doesn't have a lot of blast right now. But Yoda could certainly just take out Emperor Shadow, and the frigate could put some
Not
damage
if
on.
you block and put a shield on it.
Oh, that's true. I could block and put a shield on Emperor Shadow and keep it alive.
Now,
Yeah.
what does the shadow do again?
When you play an enhancement, you get to draw a card. So I've played a whopping
Oh.
1. And there's
Well,
enhancements in here, like we said. Besides the resources, there's the gaffy stick, there's the Emperor's
you get the
favor that's in
shuttle.
that set. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's like 12 enhancements in this deck. I've drawn 1.
Yep.
So sometimes that's the way the draws go. So I guess
I like
Jerry.
that. I like that playmat you got, though, the Falcon playmat. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, well, I won that at the store championship. It
Mhm.
went to the whole top 4, but
Yeah.
I won the
Yeah, I haven't
tournament.
got to play a store championship
Yeah,
yet
as I
this
said,
season.
I won the tournament, so I got that, and I got a Falcon box that looks like that. I got a new Death Star dial. I got the trophy, well, the plaque that looks like that. So,
Yeah.
so I
haven't
figured
played
I need
one
to
of
put it on
those
camera.
yet.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, I haven't played an LCG store championship yet.
Yeah.
I did get the prize pool for winning a Destiny one, but I haven't got to the LCG one yet.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll have one close enough that you can go to it, to where you are. So.
Well, I know there's going to be a store championship at my local store. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
regionals that I don't know if it's going to be
Yeah.
close. Last 2 years, it's been a 3-hour drive.
Yeah. Did
So
they say when your store championship is for the LCG? Did they?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet. I
Yeah.
know they were on the big listing that was posted a while back of which stores are holding it,
But just,
but
they didn't say the
I
date.
haven't
Yeah.
seen anything on a calendar yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I don't know how much longer the store championship season's supposed to run. Probably another month or two, I guess. But
Yeah, it
at this
might be
point,
early next month. I'm not sure off the top of my head.
and
I'll
there
have to
is
check next time I go in
Luke
there.
Skyhopper, which lets you do a damage when you play an event to an enemy objective when you play an event once per turn. And he's putting Wedge on the Skyhopper.
Hmm.
So that's the new Wedge from Legend Begins, or
That's
the
the one that can
newer
bounce
web, I
around.
should say. Yeah. So yeah, you can focus him to move him to another uh, eligible target unit. And so he
He,
gives a gun a blast in Elite when he's on a speeder or
yeah,
fighter.
yeah, he's like a souped up astromech.
Yeah. So that's some damage there. Now that thing, even though it only has 2 health, it's got 2 guns and 2 bombs with a
It's a
wedge
good
on it.
thing it has 2 health because it's once again it's something he can't guarantee that it's gonna survive if he loses edge.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if he really wanted to get the maximum damage in here, what he should do is attack something with Yoda, because then he can force me to have to block with Emperor Shuttle, and then
Yep.
save the Skyhopper to attack something else. So we'll see if that's what he does.
You could send Yoda to the bottom and then use the Skyhopper and the other cruiser to take out the 2 damaged objectives.
Yeah, exactly. So
So,
he's actually sending the Skyhopper in first. I'm not sure this is the right play here.
yeah, that's dangerous, and he's also doing it to the objective you don't really need to send him to,
Right.
because the Skyhopper can do 3 damage with unopposed,
Yeah.
so he can take that out. Granted, despite even with the shield aspect there, you won't get the unopposed, but he still has the 2 damage because of wedge. But he could have potentially taken out the other objective that only has 2 damage on it
Yeah.
if
Now,
he'd gotten in without blocking.
yeah, and that shuttle also has targeted strike.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sitting there thinking, just looking at this now, I probably just shouldn't have blocked that. I should have just let that go.
Uh,
And there, I think he won. I don't know if I won edge or he won edge, but he's playing bullseye. So he's striking. I think I might have won edge. So he's going to strike first and blow up Emperor's Shadow. And he's doing a damage to Planet of the Prophetess. And he's going to shoot my Royal Guard. So that just did not go well. Yeah, I think I just should have let that go in the first place. I mean, the only thing I would have risked is if he had a seeds, then he could have seeds me there. But I might have.
well, not with your shield, he couldn't have.
No, I meant if I didn't block.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
now.
he did have the targeted strike and the 2 damage though, so you still would have lost the Royal Guard.
Yeah, that wouldn't have mattered. But I could have saved that objective was probably going anyway, unless I won. Well, and he sends the cruiser in after
Well,
the
if he
other one
didn't
blows
have
it up.
bullseye,
Yeah, that's true.
you
If he had bullseye, it might have been a different story.
yeah.
At least he didn't completely lock me down here. So Dial's going to 5. He didn't even commit anything. And I just flipped up Hunters of the Jedi. So if a Force user least play or Force sensitive, I can want to play. And there's Across the Jedlin Wastes.
Problem is that doesn't work on vehicles, does it?
No, it does not.
Yeah, so that's
Doesn't
only
work
really
on
gonna affect Yoda only.
doesn't work on vehicles or creatures.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not a great matchup for that deck.
nah, it really isn't. But if I happen to lose somebody, or if I can kill Yoda, I could put a Sith spawn card into play. So there is was that the Valley of the Jedi? Is that what that one's called?
I don't know. I've not
Or Valley of the
super
Dark Lords,
familiar.
not Jedi. Valley of the Dark Lords.
Yeah.
It's free. It gives you one resource. It can only be used for Sith spawn cards, but it's not limited, so you can play two out like I just
Yeah.
did. The problem is I needed some of this stuff before.
Yeah, I lose track of what does what on the creature frontier. I never really spent much time playing them.
Yeah, and there's another
So I
Tusken.
had I had so many people were playing them around me. I just didn't really want to get into that as well. I wanted to play different stuff.
Yeah. The creatures are interesting, so I'm not sure what I'm looking for in my deck. Oh, I think I see a Bantha, so maybe I was wondering if there was actually an enhancement.
Mm,
Yeah, I finally played the enhancements, but I didn't have Emperor's Shadow out anymore, so it didn't matter. So
yeah.
I'm going to play a Tukata. Some more tactics. Still got 3 resources left.
Yeah, all your tactics are white and you're starting to get thin on cards.
Yeah, it's a. It's not looking promising for me in this game. Jerry's already blown up 2 objectives, and he's
And
got
you get
two.
a low health one out there too, a
Yeah,
four.
I've got 2 low health ones out there because Judlin Waste is 4 also, and Webb.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so. But I gotta at least try to lock Yoda down. I don't know why I saved those 3 resources. If I really just didn't have anything else to play, or I mean, I only got 2 cards in hand, but I might have been better off if I had another unit to put it out just to have bodies. So I'm
Well, so the one good thing is here, he's only got Yoda. So if
right,
you send one guy and he doesn't block, you focus Yoda, you could then theoretically send all of them and make sure Yoda's triple focused.
right,
The other option is you send one guy and he blocks with Yoda. Well, Yoda's going to triple focus just from that because of the Judlin Waste and being on the Force.
right.
So either way, you're kind of tapping yourself out, but you can lock down Yoda. The downside is he would only have to play like one unit, and he'd have enough blast to win the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what you can do about Yoda here.
Yeah. It looks like I'm attacking Yoda, or I'm attacking May the Force, and he's blocking with Yoda. And I think I
So
just
Yoda, that
passed.
means Yoda's going to be shut out, yeah, for
Yeah,
the next.
right. Yeah, reminding him about Judlin Waste that Yoda's going to get triple focused, and I'll have one whopping blocker that left because he's going to get to tap
Yeah,
something. That's why I wonder if I
yeah.
had one more unit in my hand. I don't know if I did. Probably should have just played it out.
It depends if you get a trick in your hand.
Oh,
I mean, that did let you get force.
right,
Because the last thing you need is to give him free damage right now.
right. But just one more unit would have let me lock down the frigate too, and I would have still had a blocker. That's what I mean. Then maybe
Yeah.
that would have bought me an extra turn.
Maybe, yeah, even if you'd had a blocker, though, you'd had one card in hand, and there's no chance you're winning edge.
Right, but at that point, I might be better off just having him locked down more and just, then maybe he just doesn't draw into the blast. So,
Yeah,
but we'll see. I
there's a
gotta
fair
think.
amount of blast in that deck.
I know. I didn't say it was a good idea. It just seemed like it might have been a better idea. Because with my 2 cards, I'm probably not winning edge anyway. So, what's the difference
Yeah,
between having 2 cards and one
it
card?
depends on what you got. I think one of those I know was a Terran tech. I didn't see what the other
Yeah,
one was.
there is Defiance.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered then.
No, I
Either
don't think it
way.
would either. Because he's got 2 black blasts right now, and then the extra white blasts on there. So as long as he wins edge, he can blow something up. I think my other card was a Bantha.
Well, then you probably have 4 pips in your hand, I think.
Yeah, that's just not a lot. He's sending he's going to play Nudge too. Put the dial back down to 4. Just to add insult to injury here.
I'd have kept that for edge if he was sending everybody. Or maybe he's
Yeah,
just making room for him. The way you
yeah.
pushed them all up, I thought he was attacking, but I guess he's just making room for the nudge.
No, I think he's attacking.
Yeah.
I think he was just figuring if something went wrong, he was going to he's going to have the nudge to keep the dial down a little lower.
It doesn't really matter. You haven't hit anything yet.
No, I sure haven't.
I would have kept the nudge for edge.
I gotta think with my 2 cards, I'll go all in here.
Yeah.
but he's still got 4 cards.
Well, the problem is he's got Protect now with the Defiance, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah, I can't really
So
kill
you're not going to
anything.
kill anything. All you can do is hope to focus.
I had 4 and he had 8. He had Legends Begins in there. I mean, a tactical planning and a
Yeah.
Yoda. So that's it. So it was a good game. So Jerry played that one, pretty well. I couldn't get that deck going that Mick had, but I tried. But I never really.
Well, you had no resources.
Yeah,
I mean,
that really hurts. It's hard to
sometimes
play
that
this game
just
without.
happens. There's
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do.
yeah, it's hard to win this game when you can't play some resources out, and you've got some expensive stuff like Sith tends to have. So, well, anyway, so you got any final thoughts about that game before we wrap it up there, Derek?
That was an interesting deck. I can see what Mick is trying to do with it. Um, it seemed to like it would have done much better if it had the resources.
Yeah,
It should have been, it would have done okay. I still think that's a bad matchup with Rebel capital ships because a lot of your free tactics that you get from stuff like Jetland Waste isn't going to work on the ship. So all you could do is shut down, Yoda, and maybe he had one copy of Leia in there that we didn't see, but she's not always. I mean, most of the time she's not attacking anyway.
right, right. Yeah, so they're
So
pretty interesting
yeah.
builds. It was kind of fun to play it. It was neat to see how Darth BS's deck worked, and I'm amazed I guess because of the affiliation cards coming out, he only used 10 sets in his deck. He usually wants to use 11 or 12, so that
Or
was,
30.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm waiting for him to build a deck with just all of one side, like I'm gonna throw 100 pods in there and just
Every
see what I
Sith
get.
pod ever made in this deck, right? So,
I'm waiting for him to get his opening draw and have 6 Sith libraries in his hand.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up this game for here. So thanks to Darth BS and Mick for posting those decks, even though it wasn't specifically in the Yoda's Hut thread. Hopefully they don't mind us featuring them here in a game between myself and Jerry. And then thanks again for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yep, anytime.